Hello, I am Pastor Stanley Kujokera, sharing from the book titled, Just Got Born, No Longer, Subject to the Elements of This World. Chapter 7, What Every Citizen Should Know. A few years ago, I was talking to a friend of mine who once lived in the United Kingdom. I asked him about the process of becoming a British citizen. Before one can become a British citizen, they must be schooled in the British way of life. They have to attend classes where they are taught before they are confirmed as citizens. There is a certain way a British citizen is expected to conduct themselves. I would like to believe that during these lessons, they are taught British values, morals, and culture. It is called induction. Every kingdom is distinctively different from the next. Therefore, one should be schooled to be able to function accordingly. The knowledge you possess determines the things you are going to do. It would be unfair to expect someone to produce what they do not have. Even in school, when someone has an examination, it is within the stipulations of what has been covered according to the school syllabus. The heavenly constitution says, to whom much is given, much is expected. You can never outdo the knowledge you possess. The precious knowledge of self is of great significance when it comes to the execution of tasks and responsibilities. As a citizen, you should know your rights and also avoid infringing on the rights of other citizens. There may be a way in which you functioned in the previous kingdom that did not bother you, but now it infringes on the rights of others. As citizens, we do not live in a vacuum. We dwell together with others. We need to know our responsibilities and how to relate well with fellow citizens. We need to conduct ourselves appropriately. How we see other citizens matters because it determines how we are going to relate to them. The way we see others could be a reflection of how we see ourselves. If one has a poor self-image, it will be hard for them to relate well with themselves as well as others. A person with a poor self-image is most likely going to treat others as objects. As a citizen, you should be able to relate well with yourself and see yourself according to the constitution of your country. You should understand that the same privileges you are entitled to are also entitled to your fellow citizens. Begin to see yourself in the light of the heavenly constitution. In other words, be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Choose to put away the former conversations of the old man, which are corrupt according to deceitful lust and have created a poor self-image in you. Refuse to conform or remain a subject of the old kingdom, but receive the engrafted word that is well able to teach and instruct you according to the constitution of your country, so that you may be able to observe and do what is stipulated therein. You need to make a deliberate choice to find out what is on the mind of the king concerning you as a citizen. You need to know that you are supposed to think like the king and speak his mind and will. You need to look at yourself as an extension of the king and represent his interests. So you should know your king and know him very well. The Apostle Paul writes and says, I want to know him in his suffering, death, and the power of his resurrection. The desire to know him should override any other desire. Every day of your life, you should seek to know what is on his mind and ask yourself, what can I do to make it happen? Your life should revolve around the idea and thought of pleasing the king. You need to come to a place in life where you can state with strong conviction, just like Paul, it is not I that live, but Christ that lives in me.